Time for a hot coffee.
Well, it's sort of hot.
Time for a lukewarm coffee.
Well,
How do you manage to do that?
I don't know.
You're very good at it, though.
I don't do anything different. I let the kettle boil, some amount of milk, blah, blah, blah. I don't know.
It's the mystery of the universe. The lukewarm coffee. I'll see if that lady's replied to us giving her a free queen.
What's this thing now? New government regulations will put the YouTube that you know and love at risk in Australia.
I think where that bores from is YouTube and Google are being forced to pay for news streams from other Australian media. What they're suggesting is that for some reason Google and YouTube are saying that you will be getting your information transferred over to these news outlets. And I don't see how that is possible if you're just watching the damn news.
I don't quite understand.
No, I don't either. I do not know.
Open letter to Australians. Have you read that?
Yes, that's what I'm quoting you from. It's gobbledygook. It's basically saying Google and YouTube are not happy in having to pay for news streams because at this stage they've not been paying for them.
So news streams as in...
News articles, like you read on Google News.
Oh. Yeah, there's been sometimes you can only look at 2 or 3 times, and the 4th time you go to look, they say you have to pay.
Well, it's more to do with Google, if you like, restreaming other people's work.
Okay, well, I'll just go back to buying the newspaper.
Okay.
Well,
I'm just saying what they're complaining about. This is a corporation that earns multi-billions of dollars. Is not willing to pay, like, say, the West Australian online news $1,000 a day for their articles or something.
Well, that's right. They make enough money, they can do it.
But they don't want to.
They want the public to pay.
No, they don't want to pay at all. One thing they're frightened of is that people will do what you just said. Either buy a newspaper or look elsewhere, because on Google News there's also ads.
Well, that's right. I'll just go back to buying the newspaper.
You get it delivered?
Yeah, do it the old-fashioned way.
These are the times we're in. I'm not sure if any of our friends will be on. It's a bit early, but we're not going to be on long anyway. It's just how it is. There's nothing we can do about it. Good evening, Tony. Welcome. It's cool, but you know what I'm talking about. Today, we saw our first blowfly and also a normal fly. We don't get a lot of flies at all. That is a sign of the change of season.
But Tony's not using the 69 breeding anymore, so I can't put in the 96 breeding.
JP, breaking news, West Australia, where we live. Saw a blowfly today.
And a fly.
And a fly. It's the change of seasons. I just prepped my garden beds. Fertilised the garden bed a little bit, turned it over.
What's going to seed?
I've deliberately let the pak choy go to seed. I want to teach Jess how to save the seeds.
Oh, well, when are they ready to take off? Maybe you could show it tomorrow after we come back from...
They're not ready to be taken off, they're just flowering. Which means they need insects to do the birds and the bee thing. Pollinate them, the flowers fall apart, the little stamen comes up and you get a seed.
I didn't actually look if they were all ready.
No, they're not. They're probably 2 or 3 weeks away. But we're just about ready to seed the little pots of tomatoes, cucumber, pumpkin, watermelon.
What's the name of the pots first?
What?
We've got what's the name? The pots in the shed. Linseed.
What's the wee bit? I thought you were doing it.
No.
Ah, so it's
week.
I'll be doing it.
I'll help.
How many have I done? I've done about 4, haven't we?
Yeah, I think.
So we've got another 6 to do. No, you've done a lot. Our broccoli heads are there, but far from really a mate who lives not food.
Must be the area.
Well, you've been cold enough, JP. Are your broccoli starting to open up at all, the ones that you do have? Because I've got a little trick for you. Amelia Diop, good evening from Senegal, Africa. As in, are the broccoli heads still tight, or are they starting to loosen a little bit? There's the reason I'm asking.
It says open up.
No, he's question mark. I'm pretty sure he knows now what I'm saying. Hello, Mel.
Mel.
Because JP, if your broccoli heads are small on the little head, so it's still just forming. All right, well, you're about 3 weeks behind me. I've already harvested and taken my broccoli out. I taught my daughter-in-law how when you take the broccoli off the head, you put a cross in the stem. Now, nothing grows from that cross, but that makes the plant, all those little joins that you see, those little tiny feathers of leaves and the joins as they go down, they will sprout individual broccolis, little ones. And she sent me a photo about 7 days ago, and she was so excited. She had about 10 or 11 little broccolis, which makes a meal.
Look there. Doesn't that look like mountains? Look, just as you look behind the tree.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
We're in the mountains. Mount Doom.
So you have a good time, Mel?
Yeah, but Mel, you let your plants go to flower because they look pretty. They're in a wheelbarrow. You get away with most plants as long as you've got 10 inches of soil. 8 is a minimum, but 10.
How far down south did you go, Mel?
Hello, Nicoleska. I'll show you these mountains that the wife is going on about.
It does.
They're imaginary mountains, but I want you to all say, yes, Missy, they look like mountains. Sorry. Okay. It's actually a cloud formation. See over here? But if I zoom in, buffering, sorry. Here's the small village. Lots of Boit people live in our back garden. And this one here, the colourful one, Nicoleska, will pop her head out here shortly. She lives in amongst the herbs. And that's the newest addition. The wife got this sparkly solar thing sitting underneath the apple tree. So I apologise if I'm buffering. But there are the mountains, high in the mountains. What?
Nicole asked, what does she do?
I said she lives in amongst the colourful lights in our garden.
Oh.
She wouldn't live amongst just the plain white ones.
The sound on this one, I just turned it off.
Okay. Seeds, did you hear that we did trade talks? We could be possibly for free. Yes? Well, I get free movement anyway. But yes, it's one of those things that will open up. But you POMs need to clean yourself up a bit first. Let's be honest. Wash off some of that virus, because no one is coming in here. But I did read that. It's basically, I think they're working on 6 months. You don't do anything. You just enter Australia. So there's no visa. And then it also allows, because in amongst all of that trade talk, for that, the movement between Australia and the UK, is talk of immigration, making it easier for people from the UK to move to Australia. A bit like the old days of the £10 POM.
Oh, Oh, Mel, be right back already. You haven't even told me where you went.
I think you'll find, see, we can fly from Qantas, from Perth to Heathrow and be there in 16 hours, non-stop. That obviously is not happening at the moment because all the A380s in particular are grounded. But yeah, you could fly from Heathrow to Perth in 16 hours.
That's a long...
Nah, not really. From here to halfway is about 11 hours.
Yeah, but just...
And then it's another 13 or 14.
What did we do? Just stopping and changing planes helped with, like, getting off and moving.
Well, we went to Singapore, didn't we?
That's right.
And then Singapore to Heathrow was 12 hours.
Yeah.
So it was 17 all up, or 18. The difference between that and the direct one is that you just go direct. And, I mean, who really wants to walk around Singapore Airport? If anyone's been to Singapore Airport, you'll know exactly what I'm saying. Mel's probably been there. JP's probably been there.
JP,
They make you walk around the whole airport in corridors
JP said
to get where you need to get to.
He'd be back. Oh, and Nicole's going to... Oh, yeah, JP and Nicole both be right back.
Oh, yeah, lovers in the air.
Sorry, and Mel. Oh, my God, they'll all be right back.
Un ménage de toi.
What?
I say nothing more. But yes, it's not only Marmite. Well, we're not having any Marmite, Nicole. It's not happening. But Vegemite will be booming in the UK.
You just got to wait. She's not
Kangaroo
there.
burgers.
She's taken the dog out for a pee.
Oh, okay.
So which phone are you talking into?
Yes, it's, not sure how far that trade agreement is, but it's also going to include Canada. That's a definite. So it will be interesting because I think I said this about 3 or 4 months ago that the countries that will open up will probably be the Commonwealth countries, i.e. Australia, Canada and the UK. Maybe others. But I do know that flights will be cheaper for British people to come to Australia, and the encouragement of immigration is there. And I can tell if Nicole Liska is listening in the background, what Australia always needs is chefs.
I don't know if she can actually hear you or she's taking the dog
I'll talk a bit louder then.
out.
But no, it's quite true. So there's going to be a bit of an immigration push for those in Canada who like to live in Australia and from the UK. Man, what have we got to offer these people though? We've just got sunshine all the time. It's the middle of winter and it's 23 degrees. Sunshine. I pulled in, I don't know, 25 kilowatts of solar.
Yeah, today was...
Gentle breeze, not cold. What else we got to offer? Oh, that's right. Masses of food, seafood. Yeah. Oh, there's sharks though, and crocodiles, and lots of spiders. Other than that, yeah.
Did you put the timer on for yourself?
On that one, it'll go off shortly.
I just turned the heater off because I think it's actually
What is the temperature?
15.
15 degrees Celsius.
Everybody's be right back. So you've actually been talking to the lurkers.
Let's see. Well, it's lunchtime where Nicole is, so she's probably rustling up a couple of wild sausages.
She's taken Milo out for a pee.
Yeah, that's what she's saying, but I reckon she's gone to the fridge to get the sausages out. It's sausage time. JP, what time is it here? Oh, yeah. Could be late dinner time for him.
Yeah, he says he's got to run for a few, but he'll be back. You know what, there's good in all countries. You always like your own country the best. Even people that are in troubled times like their own country. There's good in
At least your country happens to be somewhere like North Korea or Iran.
But if they know nothing else, it's like I say, there's good in all countries.
I agree. It's the people that make visiting countries interesting. The regimes, like when we've been to Thailand, it's like we know it's an authoritarian, military-run basic country.
Yeah,
But the people just do their own thing anyway.
Yeah, but Thailand's not a place I'd go live even for 12 months.
I could do 2 or 3 months.
If we didn't have ties, I could do Ireland for a year. I could do Scotland for a year. If we had no ties.
Like not having 5 children or 10 grandchildren.
That's right.
Wow, they're there. Imagine if we took all of them with us.
No.
We'd form a small village in Ireland straight away, just with the numbers.
No, but I would do that.
Well, May, June, July are good months for the UK. I already knew that before we went.
I would experience the whole year, all the seasons.
The blizzards.
Well, it's what you do. It's how you experience things.
Oops. Did that fall down? Dead. Yeah, I know those talks. There's big movement. We already trade a lot of products with the UK anyway.
I'd be happy if I could get their chips. I get New Zealand chips.
That'll happen.
I get New Zealand chips, and if I could get the UK chips, then my life's made.
It's just not really viable to send bags of chips in containers because it's very lightweight, but you're paying for the container. Unless you had 1,000 containers of chips. But then they'd be expensive. Or, with a free trade agreement, a British company could come to Australia and produce them. That's what a free trade agreement allows people to do.
I'm going to make, when we've got nice days like today, make more effort walking because I enjoy that.
Hello, Denny.
Oh, hello, Benny. Everybody's be right backing.
Danny's doing her 9 to 5. Bit of lippy, bit of eyeshadow, bit of fingernail paint.
Doesn't have to, doesn't need nothing.
I'm not sure what you make of that instant coffee.
She loves it.
Does she? I know she sent me a video about, but I've had American coffee, and it is a bit weaker than how we have it.
It says English coffee.
Yeah.
That's what, if you can get the instant stuff.
I just wondered if a lot of Americans, like if they tried that Moccona, realise how simple it is to make a coffee.
All right, see you, Tony.
See you, Tony. Have a good one. Baby cat.
Yeah.
Baby cat coming, I'm coming back. Ooh.
Cole just sent me a message saying Milo has decided he wants to yell at his friends outside. Gonna make some eggs, I'll be back shortly. So you all right? He's psychic or something.
Yes, it's food, I tell you. Strong just like I like it when I go to Starbucks, all this goes for. See, what I do, I was going to make a little video, but I tell you, you know the Moccona, the one with the pop-off lid? That's the one I think you're talking about. I just get a teaspoon, but it's a heaped teaspoon in a normal size coffee cup. If you have a bigger cup, just add a bit more. But what I do is I put the cold milk in with the coffee before I put the boiling water in it.
And don't mix it before adding the boiling water.
Yeah, just leave it and then stir it with a spoon. It's just an art form to get it the way you like to taste, of course. I would have thought Moccona would have been in the US, but I'm not sure if it is.
No, I thought you picked Moccona because it was, no, it's not Australian, is it?
Well, it is.
Well, that's why you picked it.
But it's the coffee I drink, so. And the other one is the one Mystic drinks. I think he's still burying dead bodies.
Sounds like all that rocks are moving.
It's dragging something again. Getting the 2 bedrooms painted tomorrow, the old part of the cottage. And we'll pick some carpet out to go in the old lounge and in the 2 bedrooms.
Yeah, it's nothing exciting though.
Hard wearing, it's okay, it's a loop, it's quite nice.
Well, the thing is, hard wearing our loops, they're actually...
Well, we need it tough in that area because of the grandkids.
Yeah,
Now means I have to go and check the pasties.
right, be right back like everyone else.
No, I'll just say it verbally. Be right back.
Whoa, Mel's back. Just the seed says, be right back. It's just checking on the pasties, Mel. He decided to have a snack. How's little Jackson? Doing good on his medication now. But the poor bugger now has reflux. But he is growing every day and he's quite long. I think he's going to be a tall person. So far, I'm touching wood. Mel's back.
Welcome back, Mel.
Because touching wood, they had to up Jackson's medicine, but he's doing good.
I'm back.
Yes, Mel, I gave you gold stars. Now, Mel, how far south did you go?
You going to Maggie River? We get a really long trip from your place, Preston Beach.
Actually, I like Preston Beach.
Yeah, it's
Remember,
all right.
I won the weekend there. Remember?
I just checked their prices, about 220.
They were, but when I won the prize, it was that expensive.
Or we can stay at. Is Mel here, is she?
Yeah, she's back.
I get nothing, don't
Oh.
I get
No,
nothing.
No, he's not getting stars. Do you know why? Because he didn't write, be right back.
I didn't have to, I verbalised it.
So, Fanny, you can give him a star.
But you know, Mel, those Dolphin Key resort apartments above the pubs and all that, they're reasonable. About $120 a night.
I actually thought they were all privately owned and people lived
Well,
in
they
them.
probably are, but they're probably on a scheme where people hire them out.
So they do rent some. I want to go to the Christmas shop there.
Well, that's just over the bridge from there.
Yeah.
We know that area very well.
Actually, isn't it in the same area?
Yeah, if you walk down, come down the ramp and there's the beach, there's the bridge. Then you go to Nina's, the fish and chip shop, and the Christmas tree place is around the corner. Do you remember?
Yeah, there was apartments on the same side too. There was apartments on the same side.
I like the Dolphin Key area. Overlooking the harbour, the boats.
There's a white spot somehow. It looks like you've got the moon on the table.
I think it's just a reflection of light. I move it too far forward, the camera will flop over. Of course, I could do it this way. A bit different. Well, Danny, they have totally locked down Victoria. And for a week they were getting 500 and 700 cases a day. And now it's down to a couple of hundred a day. You have to wear a mask. There's no if or but. In Melbourne, you have to wear a mask. And you have to stay home under stage 4. A lot of people are just getting paid their $1,500 a fortnight instead of wages, which is okay. But it's working. So isolation in itself definitely helps. If you choose not to wear a mask, you can do that. You will get pulled over by the police. To say, why are you walking around the city without a mask? Oh, I don't want to wear one. Okay, here's an $1,800 ticket. And here's a mask for free. If you refuse to wear it, we will escort you to a very small cell. And in 3 or 4 days, you come before a magistrate. And you'll be fined again, up to $20,000. It's a great incentive when people say, I'm not going to wear a mask. And you say, well, we're going to fine you $1,800. Oh, I'll wear a mask, no problem. Well, New Zealand has cases. My state doesn't have anything. But we don't tell many people. Keep it quiet, Mel. Danny, don't tell anyone.
New Zealand will get it under control quick enough.
New Zealand's done exactly the same thing. Lockdown everywhere. Just shut them up. Stay at home. Wear a mask. Welcome back, Johnny P.
Pop stars for JP. Actually, I shouldn't give as many as I give Mel. She'll get upset with me.
Right. But you're about where you are, JP, probably 3 weeks away. If you're going to grow your summer crops by seed, in about 3 weeks' time, you can plant them. I'll do a little video shortly of mine that I'll be doing in little biodegradable pots, about 2 inches high by about an inch and a bit wide. And you just stick the whole thing in the garden when she's seedling size.
Where are they, actually?
On top of the fridge, the little cups. But I do like my summer crops. Cucumbers, tomatoes, watermelon, and old dogs. Well, no, I'm not going to plant old dogs. Rock melon, all sorts of goodies, chilies. Yeah, I'll do a little video. The daughter-in-law's coming around. We're going to do it together because she's going to take some home to her place. We're in the in-between period. We're getting days of 22, 23, but the night's 15 tonight, but it can drop down to like 6, 7.
Yeah.
And on a little seedling, that's a bit harsh. So you want the temperatures at night to go down no less than about 15 or 16. But we're getting there. I want you to sit in the corner, Mel, and don't look back. JP will tell you when you
I knew you did
come
it.
back to the table.
Yeah. Well, I knew you did it again because you didn't answer me. Buffering.
I was talking to you, but you didn't answer me because you were away, obviously, Mel. But Dolphin Key Resort. We're probably going to come down there soon. Probably spend a couple of days there. Got Butte restaurants underneath, of course. Hello, VMAC. We'll we'll just plug in a lead to this.
No, you get 1
Fan.
star. That's it. Why is it buffering?
I don't know. Just does that crap.
Yeah, I know you've got spare beds, Mel, but we didn't want to bother you.
Not to impose ourselves upon you.
Because,
But you can always come up to the apartment that we'll rent overlooking the bay.
I mean,
We have a fantastic mill which is just below.
if you want us to annoy you, we can. Just put us down.
I apologise,
Yeah,
JP,
I
but
know.
I haven't had the ability to actually own an internet company yet. So whatever I'm paying for, unfortunately, we have to deal with.
Oh, okay. Well, we could have the dogs. You know what? It's been pretty good for the last 2 weeks.
I'm not fancy.
We just didn't want to impose on you, Mel. That's all.
Plus, waking up, bacon and eggs overlooking the harbour. There's
You know,
nothing wrong with that.
I want to see Mel's animals.
Yeah. Good pubs down that pier. You've been there, Mel, obviously, many times, that we have as well. What's that big one that we used to go to? It was always pretty good.
The what?
When we used to go there for meals. I forget what it's called. It's right underneath the apartments. It's a pub, basically. But we always used to just go there for...
Ravo, yeah.
The Raver, yeah, have to go to Raver. Schnitzel City, Mel. We've been to Raver many times. Delicious. We were there once when they had the big chili festival.
Oh my God, yeah.
That was funny. Some people thinking, yeah, I can eat these, no worries. I'm dying.
What, Ravenswood shit? You're saying it's no good now? Because it
What?
was a couple of years ago.
Yeah, best schnitzel I've had.
Okay, so you don't like that pub at all? You don't like their schnitzel?
I think she's talking about the one under the pier.
Oh, under the pier.
I think. VMAC, have the day off.
Have chocolate.
God, if we took VMAC to that chocolate place we went to, she'd still be there.
All right. Answer Seed's question first, because I'm getting confused. Mel, which you do or don't like.
Yeah, pub grub's about the best in Australia. Unless you're making your own, but pub grub's great. Nice cold beer. Big feed.
And what I like, well, the good thing about the Ravenswood, I actually could get the beer that I liked.
Mm.
I could get my 2 years old.
Yeah. Denny, I will message Mrs. Seeds to pass on.
Okay. I can do that.
Right. The Ravenswood Hotel, Mel. It's crap now. Is there new owners? What happened?
Okay. Now I understand. Mum's been gone 2 years.
Yeah.
We've been here.
2 years
were-
at Christmas.
We were in the other one,
Yeah.
so
There's plenty to eat
Okay.
in Mandurah.
we'll leave it
I
up
like
to you.
Nina's. I like the pubs.
We'll leave it up to you, Mel, except Mel, no, what's her name, please?
Anchovy.
No, besides that, what's the other thing called? I'm not keen on.
What, the food that we had when we were with her?
Yum cha.
Yum cha. Well, yum cha is just an expression. It's not actually a food. Of course, we could do the obvious. Me and Mel could go down by ourselves to the supermarket
No,
and get bargains like big rump steak,
no.
ribeye, for a third of the price. We can leave the other people at home now to make the salads. And,
No.
Why?
'Cause
We
you-
like a bargain.
Yeah, all right, but I'm coming with you. I like to look at other things. I want to go look
Well,
at.
don't mess with us while we're shopping.
I want to look at the other shops.
Cocorona. It's a bit like cockroacha. We have a puppy that has no deep fryer. Everyone said they wouldn't last. Yeah, actually, there's not much I have in a pub that's fried other than a schnitzel. But I'll be honest, I like a nice steak, or fish.
Oh, we just have to work. When it warms up a bit, we'll be down, Mel. I'm still sort of helping with the new bub. See, this organised a few things to finish off at the house. So
Got a lot happening in the next couple of weeks here.
yeah, so it'll be, I don't know, at least a month.
Oh, a bit less maybe. Middle of September, earlier. Pub food's great because it's unpretentious, it's fresh, and can be a little bit innovative, but they usually keep it simple. That's why pub grub's good. It's like eating at home without having to do the work. I got no problem going camping, Mel, but the wife's idea of camping is, I don't know, an ensuite with a spa,
Yeah.
room service. Hello, Scarlett. Me, I could take a swag or just a blanket down the beach, light a fire. I'm good to go. I should take you up north, Mel. Shark Bay, False Entrance. Big country. Eat fresh fish every day. I can sleep anywhere, and the wife will attest to that. I can if I went round JP's and the only thing that was a rug on the floor and a pillow, no, I'm good. That's just how I've always been. Sleeping's not an issue. Slept in the car for about 2 years.
We need to go campers. Oh, God. I can camp if I have to.
Yep, I'll take Mel diving. We'll catch some fresh crays.
I'll have my own shovel, thanks.
Scarlett says hello to you.
I did, I said hello.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Look, I have done the things I have roughed it growing up. You wouldn't believe.
You won't convince her, Mel. I just used to go away with my mates camping for a week at a time. She'd just be waiting for the fish to be brought home. But she would spend a day down the river or the ocean and picnic and meals, but then go home to a nice comfy bed.
I just have my own shovel. It's fine, I will do it. She will come. So, what's Danny? Danny's getting into trouble because she was getting angry with the bar staff.
With a couple, two like footballers. 6'5", blue eyes. Mm-hmm. Oh, Danny G. But that's your nature, Danny. You're a conversationalist. I could sit down with a cold drink and listen to you for hours and not have to say anything. I'd just raise an eyebrow or nod, and just let you go. Like, catching a mackerel or a marlin. Just let it run. Just let it go. Eventually, they tire and you can reel them in. But just be patient.
All right, Mel.
Tentative talks in my state is that we're unlikely to open up to anyone until next year. But looking the way our projection's going is that we don't have any virus. And any country like the UK, Canada, at this stage not the US, there will be a process like if Nicoleska wanted to come to Australia, this is the talk at the moment. You either do 2 weeks quarantine in your own country like the UK, be tested on the 3rd day in quarantine and on the 11th day, and then you can fly out and not do quarantine in Australia. Or reverse, you can fly out, but you'll be put up for 2 weeks for quarantine here. Same procedure, 3-day and 11 days. Be tested. So that's quite expensive. I mean, to give you an idea, hotels in my city, $200 a week gives you a pretty rough room.
She's just banned from her favourite drink. Yes, VMAC, we do have glamping. Man, we have...
A teardrop camper. And it's one of those nostalgic ones that they're made today, they're new. But they look like they're from the 50s and 60s. They're quite big, they've got windows everywhere. Because the one thing why she doesn't like camping is she hates the claustrophobic feeling of being in a tent.
Yeah.
And often when we used to try go camping, I'd wake up early in the morning and she's got her head zipped down the back of her neck and she's got her head outside. I thought she was just bird watching, but she did it for like all night.
Yeah. They're the stars for you, Nicole, because you're back.
Hello, Carolyn. Nice to see you.
Oh, Mel's back. Gee. I better give you 4 stars, Mel.
But with that trade talk, Nicolaska, it's more than what you might have read. It involves not really temporary work visas, but an opportunity to work in Australia for a period of time. And if you like it, apply for residency. Why would Australia be doing that? Well, our birth rate, like most Western cultures, is flat. Not many people are having kids. So we just bounce along about 25 million. So they're looking at bringing in, like they did in the 60s, people from the UK and Canada. VMAC might be able to read up on a bit in the next few months about trade talks with Canada and Australia, because they are going ahead right now. And VMAC could come to Australia, do the same thing.
Mel will ensure that I'm glamped.
I don't need no glamping. See, one thing she would do is that if we went gold prospecting, she'd do that. But it'd have to be in something like a teardrop camper, that it's comfortable, big windows, solar power, generation, blah, blah, blah. So that's not out of the question. Why would we go gold prospecting?
I don't have a fear of getting dirty and all that sort of thing and only washing and not have a proper shower. That doesn't bother me.
It's the claustrophobia.
I'm not as bad, I'm not as bad as what...
I'll try and find a picture of this. Maybe I can find it on here. Maybe I can find it. I'll be right back.
Yeah, but you're so tall. A teardrop camper
No.
wouldn't suit you.
No, they have queen beds in them. I shall show you one. And I think we'll end up getting it, to be honest.
What?
This is the one I'm looking at. And it's from...
I'll be well fluffed.
What?
Mel.
It's called a toucaner. That's not 2 cans. When you see it, which I'm about to show you people, you'll see it's quite nostalgic. Actually, I'll try and get it on an angle where you can see it properly. You see that's like the old 50s and 60s teardrops. This is quite long. It's queen bed, big windows, not that heavy. Now that's the idea of camping that she would do. And the back opens up. I don't know if I can I flick through this damn thing? Not with my left hand too well.
Okay, see you, VMAC.
There's another picture. Give you a bit of shot of the...
Mel's talking about swags and you're showing a caravan.
But I don't need this, but you do if we're going.
I don't. You know what? I'd rather sleep in a swag than that.
Yeah, right. See if I can show you one with the back of the kitchen open. There we go. That's the back of it that opens up into kitchen. All the mod cons, fridge, Sink, electricity.
Because I slept in the back of a station wagon with my two sisters for weeks when we travelled around New South Wales.
And this one, brand new. What's the price of the damn thing? Here we go, 28,000.
7-man tent I could handle, because that's big.
Yep, we'll all go into a big 7-man tent. I, of course, sleep naked, so there probably would be a petition required somewhere. I don't know. I don't need one, but I don't know. I don't want to upset Mel or her husband or the dogs. You know what I mean? What, Mel? What? Well, I'll have a blanket on me. Yeah. I don't sleepwalk that much. Leaves. Oh, I hope they're banana leaves. No, that's all I can say. Maple leaf's not going to do it. But it's good. Look, the idea for me when I used to go camping a lot is I would just sit near the ocean sometimes. A quiet drink. Many hours would pass. I didn't have to fish all the time. Get the campfire going. Catch fish.
And when
Cook her up.
coming back from Sydney, I don't know, not when Mum passed, but before that, we had to live near a rock in Augusta, remember?
That's true.
In that tent, and we used the common kitchen, or we cooked just outside.
Very kind of you, Scarlett.
We've got to work out when we're going down there first.
Well, it could be in a couple of weeks if all's going well with Bambino.
Yes.
But what we'd do is try and tie it in by going down to see Daniel
Yeah, so...
and then catching up with Mel.
Oh, see, I'd rather then go see Daniel first and on the way back catch up with Mel.
Well, we can do that.
Because
That's fine.
of the distance.
Yeah, it's not. Well, it's only an hour and an hour to Bunbury after that.
That's what I mean.
So it's not a big deal.
I'd rather do it that way.
But if we had something like that camper, we could go to things like the Avon Descent, park in the bush, right next to the river, and watch all the idiots go down in their bathtubs and canoes and gold prospecting. Price of gold's a couple of $1,000 an ounce. There's gold in them there hills.
Did you turn the pasties off?
I turned them down low to 70. You can go and turn them off if you like.
Yeah.
They should be good to go. But I think that restaurant, Nino's, I think it's called, great fish and chip shop place. Have whatever you like, of course, but it's pretty good. Be a good lunch or dinner. Be right back, and then I'm back. Okay. I don't know how to do the star thing, but let's just do these instead. I haven't got any stars now, so just do that. Sort of a star shape.
It's cooler here.
I don't know where the stars are, Mel, so I pressed on somebody that looked like a star. I have old eyes.
Who needs a star? What are you doing?
Well, Mel, in 10 seconds, said, be right back, and then she's back, straight away.
There. What the hell you put ghosts in?
Well, they're star-shaped.
Don't tell her. Well, guess what, Mel?
She understands your method.
If you type the word star in and don't put a space, a star will come up. And then you've got it in your first lot of...
It's not in my job description, I'm afraid.
What?
So what was for dinner tonight, Mel? We had the last of the lamb soup and it was yum. I shall cook something with vegetables tomorrow.
Granny must be nearly ready for work, but she hasn't typed for a while.
Yeah. She's putting on her Nikes and Spanx and she's ready to go.
Spanx?
Yeah. She's got to have this running gear.
You know what Spanx are? That's not running gear.
Are they? Are they like a tight tracksuit pant?
Spanx is what holds you in what you wear under a other garments, like a little black dress or something.
Oh, she might be going to work in a black dress. Gee, she might be going back to the bar.
Yeah, Jane made a deer stew. Oh. You went to it.
You don't like deer? Venison's okay.
No, it's because of what it is. That's why she's having Vegemite toast.
Well, yeah, deer. Something I wouldn't put in a stew, to be honest. I'd make, you'd make a deer schnitzel. Or you could make, just sear a nice bit of deer and have it like a piece of steak. But I wouldn't use it in, because it would take forever to cook, Mel. You probably found that out. Deer's a very tight grain, so it probably took 2.5 hours to make that into a stew.
The Europeans do make stew out of deer.
Vegemite toast. Oh well. Yeah, it's a slow cook thing. It's because the very, very quickly, or very, very slowly. I had shepherd's pie.
Yum, like shepherd's pie.
This is go-to meal in the world.
It always
And
tastes,
great for leftovers.
tastes better the next day, actually.
Yep, it does.
And
Like a curry.
we like it with peas in it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you make it for the family, you can't put peas in it.
But I roasted a chicken before I went to bed for today. Another versatile meat, chicken. I mean, fried chicken is easy, but we don't actually eat a lot of fried food, do we? I made it there a couple of weeks ago, that crunchy
No, and
chicken I made, but basically we don't fry a lot of things at all.
and we don't buy a lot of whole chicken because basically I only eat the breast. I don't eat any other part really.
If I bought a whole chook, it's because it'd be on special and I'd make like chicken enchiladas out of it.
Scarlett, I think everybody does that.
Yeah, some people in some parts of our family will just eat the skin.
When
And then
it's,
some people won't eat the skin.
it's got to be eaten straight after it's been freshly roasted though.
They're busy playing sport over in the park, as you can hear. We'll stay on for about another 5 minutes. And then we're going to close the show down. I've got a special broadcast to do for the DNC. I've been invited. My fellow Americans.
Yeah, when it's fresh, the skin, but like I say, Seeds often wants to buy a whole chook, but
Well, if it's for $3, I'll buy it.
yeah,
Marked down.
but I just mainly only eat the breast. I don't know, I think what it is, I just can't handle seeing a whole raw chook and him preparing it to roast it.
It's easy.
I don't want any then, I get turned off.
Yeah.
And if there's one feather left on there, that's it, I won't eat it.
Well, you won't eat much turkey then, because I always under-prepare a turkey. There's always bits of feathers and quills left in a turkey. We don't eat turkey in Australia.
Buffering.
Buffering?
No, stop.
Okay. But the easiest fry for chicken is you don't have to get complicated. You need flour, milk, or buttermilk is probably the better option. But season your flour with the flavour you like. Don't be shy, put a lot of seasoning in your flour. So you dunk your raw chicken in the flour, then you dunk your chicken in the buttermilk, then you dunk it back in the flour. And you'll swear that you've just had Kentucky Fried Chicken.
See, when Mum used to cook a whole chook, she made her own stuffing. That we all fought over because it was like bread cut it into small cubes, fried with onion and garlic. And then she added something else to it and then put it in the chook.
Mm-hmm.
We used to just fight over that,
But a whole chicken is nice. But if we're practical, we only need a few bits of chicken to have a feed. 4 pieces would do us, like a thigh and a leg would do me, and you'd have a big breast.
Yeah, because I don't eat any of the other bits.
Yeah, you can use, what I do sometimes, Scarlett, is put probably 3/4 of flour to 1/4 of corn flour.
That's
Same process as what you were saying.
Very bright.
But when you dunk it in the flour and then dunk it in the buttermilk and back in the flour, it sticks and goes crunchy. But it's the seasoning in the flour that gives you the flavour.
Buffering.
Like if you want hot and spicy, you just put in chili powder. Cornmeal, yep.
Buffering bad now.
Is it? Oh, well, we're probably going to end it anyway, so buffering time is not a pleasant time. So I'll take a quick look at the boss.
It's still buffering. I'm seeing if you can see anything. It's not moving.
Okay, I'll hold it there till someone says I can see Mystic.
Well, I'm watching.
All right.
Now,
You don't, I'm coming back. I'm leaving, I'm coming back. She'd be like that in a tent. Open and out, run in and out, in and out. Sheesh. Anyway, good to catch up with all of you. Hope you have a good day if it's daytime, and if it's night time, enjoy the evening. Good night, everyone. And if you didn't see Mystic,
no, it didn't.
there she is there.
It didn't work. It's still buffering.
They're saying goodbye.
Yeah, because I typed it.
Oh, okay. Anyway, that's all, folks.